Hello and welcome to all of you for today's lecture. Today we'll see some examples based on CMR and PMR. So first example is this acid treated with PCl5 to give A, then aluminum chloride in carbon disulfide gives B, and lastly the hydrazine, that N2H4, and base heating gives C. These are the details of proton NMR of C. We have to find out what is C. So 6 proton singlet, 2 CH3s, triplet 2 protons, that is CH2 CH2, triplet 2 proton, that is once again CH2 CH2, and this is di-substituted aromatic ring. So this much information one can derive from the given information. Now let us write down the reactions for that. CH2 COOH becomes COCl upon treatment with PCl5. Then the same compound I can draw it in this way. CH2 is there, so let me put CH2 here. CH2 C double bond O Cl, the same compound. Then with aluminum chloride you can get, this goes up because it complexes with aluminum chloride, and this is Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. I am putting the product directly. Carbonyl, this is compound B, and compound C would be this one. Yeah. (1.22) singlet, 6 proton, that is this gem dimethyl, triplet 2 proton, triplet 2 proton, those are the methylenes. 2.83 is this one, 1.85 is the upper one, and 7.02 for the aromatic ring. So that is how the structure would be, and these many things you must know before coming to the final structure or before arriving at the final structure. So that is the thing, you have to know some chemistry before drawing the structure. So you cannot directly predict the structure. These are the examples from my reference book, so I thought I will share all those examples with you also. The second example, C8H8O3, C8H8O3, C8H18 C8H4, not H8, C8H4, C8H18 minus C8H4, 14 by 2, that is 7 sides of unsaturation. All these values suggest this is quaternary carbon. By looking at this, these are aromatic CH, okay, and the quaternary carbon will have lesser abundance or lesser intensity, you can say, and the depth 2 also suggests that these are ARCH. So this looks like anhydride, because with 3 carbon you can always think of anhydride. So, if we put the structure, four sides, 5, 6 and 7 sides of unsaturation. These are the quaternary carbons, 136, these are 163, 131 and lastly 125. That is how the CMR values will go, and that is the structure of the phthalic anhydride, the very well known compound. Okay. Now the next example. Now this example is also little tricky. I will just put the mechanism before drawing the structure. Now this CH2 and then O, and this is carbonyl. Okay. So first of all, let me put OH here. The H plus is also there, so H plus will coordinate with this oxygen, and now methanol is there. So methanol you can attack here, can open it that side. So I am just skipping one step, minus H plus, CO, OCH3, CH2 and then OH, ketoenol tautomerism can give you CO, OCH3, CH2, COCH3. So this is the compound with C5 1 2 3 4 5, H8 3 3 6 8 and O3. 203 is this ketone, 170 stands for this ester, 62 stands for 62 looks like OCH3 in this case, this looks like 39, this looks like 22. So that is the assignment of carbon NMR peaks, and that is the structure. So this is the small rearrangement is there, the ring opening of lactone and then ketoenol tautomerism. That is how the compound comes out to be. So little chemistry is involved in this kind of transformation, and you must know basic chemistry before attempting these kind of examples. Now C11H12O, IR178 suggests carbonyl group. This is that carbonyl group of ketone. Then singlet quaternary carbon, doublet ARCH, quaternary carbon ARCH. This is twice not twice, this is 52 looks like CH2, maybe this is quaternary carbon, this is CH3 probably twice. Okay. So C11H12, C11H24, C11H12, 12 hydrogens are missing. So 6 sides of unsaturation. That is how the structure has to be, and with all these things we can draw the structure, which will be like this. Gem dimethyl, this is the quaternary carbon at 39, these are 30 the quartets, carbonyl is 205, this is 165, this is 135, and then 136 is this one, and 125, 122 is this. So, and 52 is this methylene. So, everything is there. 6 sites of unsaturations are also there, 4, 5 and 6. So, that is how the structure comes out to be. So, of course, you have to keep that gem dimethyl group and quaternary carbon in mind. So, 17, 30, 17, 28 looks like carbonyl, 10 quartet, 12 quartets are methyls, 20 triplet is CH2, 40 doublet is CH, 38 triplet is CH2 and 168 singlet is maybe COOH or ester, because so many oxygens are there. I will directly put this structure. This is triplet, quartet, 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 doublet. This is another triplet. So, we have 2 triplets, and then these are singlets at 168. So, this is the structure. C9H16, C9H20, 2 sites of unsaturation, one due to this, one due to this. So, this is the structure what we expect from this data. Okay. The next example is C8H10 3 regioisomers, C8H10, C8H18, 4 sites of unsaturation, and 4 sites of unsaturation means it is a aromatic ring. So, I am going to put 3 regioisomers for this molecule, and let us see. Let us put methyl at 1,4 position, then accordingly this is one set of carbon, this is second set of carbon, and this is third set of carbon. So, 3 signals and PMR 6:4, 3:2 or 2:3, whatever is there. So, compound A is this one. Okay. Then I am just randomly putting the, so this is paraxylene to be precise, E. I am putting orthoxylene. Let us see whether it matches with B or C. This is one set, this is second set because they are identical, third set and fourth set. So, 4 CMR signals and proton ratio 6:2:2 or 3:1:1. So, this looks like B. The PMR ratio is 6:2:2 or 3:1:1. The ratio will remain same, and then last one has to be meta. So, 1 carbon, second, third, fourth, and this is fifth. So, 5 signals for carbon. And now let us talk about proton. Proton 6:2:1:1. So, 6 these are identical, 6:2, these are 2:1:1. So, this is C. So, para, then ortho, and then meta xylenes, they are the compounds or they are the regioisomers of C8H10 structure or C8H10 formula, you can say. Okay. Next one is a pair is given, two pairs are there, you have to differentiate these compounds on the basis of CMR. Now for CMR you have to look at the CH and CH2s. So for first compound I will draw the structure once again so that I can show the. So triplet, doublet, that should be the pattern. For second compound I am putting nitrogen is there. Okay. Then this is triplet, doublets, this is out of question. So two triplets, this is CH2O maybe around 60, then this is CH2 around 45, that is there. In this case this will be 60 or slightly higher because this is allylic also, so 65, but this will be around 120 delta doublets. So here only one is there, so one doublet, two doublets in the olefinic region, two triplets, only one is there. So that is how you can differentiate these two compounds on the basis of the CMR peaks. Okay. The second pair is once again I will draw these structures. This is the phenol 2,6-dimethyl phenol, and the second compound is OCH3 and CH3. Okay. Now these are around 2.3 delta. I will just put the values straight away. This is 2.3, but this will be 3.6. So OCH3 is the differentiating here, because we are talking about CMR. CMR of this will give like this is PMR, and now CMR. Okay, these are PMR values. I will put CMR also. These are PMR values. Let us say, suppose it is asked for PMR, then also you can differentiate. Now CMR OCH3 will be 55 delta straight away. This will be 22 something. So 22 CMR is common, but only one is 22. The second is 55. So because that OCH3 is distinct, and you can differentiate on the basis of that. In PMR you can have the phenolic OH as a distinction, and ether will not give that kind of peak. Ether will be in fact around 1200, that is phenolic ether, and that is how you can differentiate these kind of compounds on the basis of their CMR values also. Next time we will start with the mass spectrometry, that is the last chapter which is left from the syllabus, and once again after that we have to solve some problems based on the combined spectra. Thank you.